gets more prevalent. Have you know he's going to tell us, listen, in this city, and this city is compared to some maybe like Las Vegas, Nevada, or somewhere like that, or maybe even San Francisco, New Orleans, one of those sin cities, where sin is just rampant. They're telling us, he's telling us, listen, here's how you ought to behave even in this city. He says in chapter 6 and in verse 1, the first thing he says is, dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law or to court before the unrighteous and not before the saints. It was so wicked in that city that they were just suing each other right and left, and even the Christians were suing Christians, and they were taking it to the courts, and they were letting the lost people make the judgment. In chapter 5, we were not judging those whom they have responsibility to judge, but now they have themselves judged by those who are beneath them. So here's what he's telling us here. He's saying, you know what? You don't need to be doing that thing. Look what he says in verse 2. Do you not know that the saints will judge the world? And if the world will be judged by you, are you unworthy to judge the smallest of matters? And here's what he's talking about. The saints will judge the world. Listen, it is the church that sets the moral compass in the world. I want you to understand that. It's not these other pagan religions that are out there. It is the church. That's why the church is the target right now of Satan, but more so than it ever was at any other time that I can recall, is because the church is now right in the crosshairs, because if it can take the church out, get the church eliminated, get the church so contaminated that it no longer has any kind of influence. You remember Jesus said that salt, as you have salt adds flavor. But if the salt has lost its flavor, it's of no value, and it's just to be thrown out on the ground and be trampled under your feet. In other words, the only thing it's good for is just killing a few weeds. But it's not going to influence, or it's not going to change the flavor of the food. And what the people, or Satan, is hoping for at this time right now is that the church is going to be contaminated to the point, weakened to the point, that we no longer have influence over the lost people in this world, because you really can't, when you look at them, you can't tell that much difference. Amen? And the sad thing is, it's working, because I believe that as we're going along, is that the church is getting more and more influenced by the world, and the world is starting to dictate the behavior of the church, and it ought not to be so. We have the Bible, we have God's Word. But he said, we're going to be judging the world. We're not that we're going to look up our own rules, but we have the Word of the Bible, and it was the Christians that for the longest time in America. Everything was said by God's Word. Christians were in control. As long as God was in control of their lives, for everything was worked around God. You can recall, I can recall the times when they wouldn't dare think of having something on a Wednesday night, because that was a church night. They certainly didn't do anything on Sunday, but what had to be done, because Sunday